When you think about some of the great goalies that have retired recently, you probably think of guys like Henrik Lundqvist or Pekka Rinne or even Roberto Luongo. And we all know Luongo as a Canucks legend, a Panthers legend, and even an Islanders legend if you really want to go there. But fun fact, Roberto Luongo never won a Vezina Trophy in his NHL career. I know that's such a surprising fact, but here's the other thing. He should have at least won it once, and here's why. Hello everybody and welcome back to Goalie Hub, and in today's video we will be going back in time to the 2003-04 season where Roberto Luongo got absolutely robbed, absolutely bamboozled, he got scammed, you get the point. He totally should have won the Vezina Trophy that year. But before we get into the juicy goodness of the video, I do have to mention a few things first. So first off, if you're brand new to the channel and love goaltending and just hockey in general, then please click that subscribe button. We are so close to 400. I believe as of the time I'm recording this, I'm only like 1 subscriber away, so if you can hit that subscribe button, that would be greatly appreciated. And also, if you're on Instagram and you want to follow me over there, my @ is @goalie_hub. I post a lot of extra goalie content over there. You can go check that out in the link in the description. But anyways, let's get into the good stuff. So to start things off, here is the 2003-2004 Vezina voting, as Martin Brodeur, Mika Kiprusoff, and Roberto Luongo were the 3 Vezina finalists that year, with Brodeur winning the award with a total of 89 votes, or 59% of all votes. And then in second place was Kiprusoff with 55 votes, and in third place was Luongo with 45 votes. So right off the bat, as you can see, Luongo wasn't even second in Vezina voting, he was third. In fact, he actually almost wasn't even a finalist, as Marty Turco was just 2 votes off of Luongo for that third spot. While you may be wondering how truly god-awful this award snub is, well, let me show you with some statistics that will absolutely blow your mind. So first off here, we're going to be looking at just some basic stats. So whatever I've highlighted in green, that means that goalie has the best in that stat. So obviously, as you can see here, Brodeur had the most games played as well as the best record and the most shutouts. And honestly, all I really need to do to explain that is Brodeur played behind the early 2000s New Jersey Devils. Moving on. Now this is interesting. Kiprusoff actually had a ridiculous 1.70 goals against average and a .933 save percentage, which is the best out of all of these 3 goalies. But here's the catch. He only played 38 games on the year. And if we take a look at Luongo, he played 72 games on the Florida Panthers. This is a Panthers team that finished near the bottom of the NHL. Obviously, you can tell by his record, it's not that great, but he somehow managed to get 7 shutouts with a 2.43 goals against average and a .931 save percentage. Those are honestly absolutely ridiculous numbers to put up on one of the worst teams in the NHL. Now here are some a little bit more advanced stats. So here is where Luongo really takes over. In shots against per game, Brodeur faced almost 25 shots against per game. Kiprusoff faced just over 25 shots against per game. Luongo's at 34.4, almost 10 more shots per game than Brodeur and Kiprusoff. That is absolutely outrageous. This next stat is goals saved above average, which basically means the amount of goals this goalie has saved compared to the league average. So Brodeur 10.5 almost. That's not too bad. Kiprusoff had 21.03. That's a really solid number actually. But then you have Luongo with 48.42. 48.42. Just let that sink in. That is ridiculous. One thing I do want to note, of course, is that I did get these stats from hockeyreference.com, and I believe it was 2007 when the NHL started tracking all these advanced stats, and this is obviously before 2007, so it might be a little bit inaccurate, but at least it puts into perspective how good Luongo really was. Now this next stat, Luongo also takes by a mile. It's goalie point shares. It basically shows how valuable that goalie is to their team and how many points that goalie contributed towards their team. Brodeur had 12.5, that's actually pretty solid. Kiprusoff 8.4, and then Luongo 20.9. This guy was the MVP of his team. Now, goals against percentage is a little bit closer. This is another one that takes a look at how many goals they allow relative to league average, but it's a little bit different than GSAA. I forget the exact definition, but basically you want to have lower than 100%, so 100% is average. So Brodeur's at 94%, which means he was almost an average goalie, and he ended up winning the Vezina, which is kind of funny. Kiprusoff got 76%, which is really, really, really good. That was like one of the lowest marks in the league out of any goalie who played even one single game. And then Luongo was right behind him with 78 goals against percentage. And just the fact that Luongo played on the god-awful Florida Panthers, that is very impressive. So what I believe to be some of the most valuable goalie stats there, Luongo takes the cake. He absolutely blows away Brodeur and Kiprusoff in all 3 of shots against per game, which shows how bad his defense was, and goals saved above average and goalie point shares, and he was right there behind Kiprusoff in goals against percentage. It just shows how valuable Luongo was to the Florida Panthers that season, despite them playing so bad. And going back to the shots against per game stat, I just want to note that New Jersey was 2nd in the entire NHL in shots against per game, so they allowed the 2nd least shots against per game. Calgary was 6th. Florida was absolutely dead last. That is crazy. And in the overall standings, New Jersey finished 9th in the NHL, Calgary finished 12th, and Florida missed the playoffs, finishing 24th in the NHL. I do want to note too that Brodeur was actually a Hart Trophy finalist, finishing 3rd in the voting, and Kiprusoff was 4th in Hart Trophy voting, and Luongo was 6th. I can almost 100% guarantee though that if Florida somehow made the playoffs that year, Luongo probably would have won the Hart Trophy, let's be honest here, or at least he would have come 2nd to like Martin St. Louis, because I know St. Louis had a really good year. I also want to note that Luongo finished both 1st in saves and shots against on the entire season, and was the only goalie in the NHL to face 2,000 shots against and also make 2,000 saves, as no other goalie even came really close to facing 2,000 shots on the season. It's honestly just ridiculous the workload that Luongo had to deal with this season on such a bad team. I mean, playing 72 games alone is such an impressive feat, because it shows how much trust your team has in you. I honestly think that if in today's NHL, with all of the advanced stats that we have now, I think if we were to re-vote this Vezina voting, Luongo would 100% win the trophy 10 out of 10 times. He was outstanding that year, and he got robbed of a Vezina trophy, and he unfortunately never got to win it in his NHL career. So that is all for today's video. I hope all of you watching did enjoy, and I thought it was pretty fun to go back in time and look at this. And if you really want me to go back and do more videos like this where I go back to a certain event or a certain season where something happened, then just comment down below, give me some suggestions. Yeah, leave them in the comments. Like I said at the start, if you're brand new to the channel and love goaltending and just hockey in general, then please click that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications, which is that little bell, so you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. And also go drop a follow on Instagram. It's at goalie_hub. There will be a link down below in the description. You can go check it out. But anyways, I hope all of you are doing great, and I will see you in the next video.